Hello everyone! I wish you all really welcome to my world. You know, I built this place a long time ago, or I didn't build it all, but all the inhabitants of the world did build it. So I had a friend, X, and he built a really nice hotel, a 5-star hotel. Unfortunately, all the inhabitants here didn't like the world too much, so they moved on to somewhere else, unfortunately. But his hotel is still here, but as no one was living here, the hotel didn't get many visitors, unfortunately. And as a result, my friend's hotel didn't go around, and X, he also had to move to another world. But I decided that I should modernize the 5-star hotel, so to make sure it keeps up with today's technology. So let's take a look at what I have done to it, and at the end I might also show you a tutorial about how I really did it. So let's go out to the harbor area and look a little bit what we have here. So welcome to X hotel. Right at the entrance here we see how technology have evolved during the last years. We have now a display showing the time and also whether we have a vacancy or not. So let's go inside the glass building here, and we find our first apartment here. Let's take a look at what we have inside. We have built a little clock showing the inhabitants what time it is, and for everyone's safety I have also installed an alarm system to make everyone's visit here a little bit safer. So if we go outside again, or at least outside of the apartment, we're still in the glass globe, we find these lights here. I have programmed them to turn on and off automatically, whether it's day or night. So at night they turn on, and then when it's day they turn off again. Very useful, isn't it? And also to make sure everybody stays up to date with the latest news, I have installed a news board here at the beach bar. So what it does, it shows the latest news directly fetched from BBC's website. It's complete automatically, so I don't have to do anything, but it shows the inhabitants what have happened in the world. Currently I have most technology news here, but you can put it to show whatever news you want. So, do you want to know how everything of this works? Of course I can show you. Let's go into the office here. This is the CEO's computer, and let me just log in here and we will see how it works. So here we have the website from which the personnel at the hotel can control everything here. Everything from vacancy status to the lights, and also sound the alarm in case of an emergency. But as I told you, there's no one here, so I think there would be absolutely no problem in sounding the alarm. Just for the fun of it, of course. Let's press sound alarm button. Do you hear anything? Yes, the alarm is actually blinking, but I think I don't really know what the problem is here. Someone had turned off the sound in Windows. Now it's a little bit better. let's go back to the CEO's computer and see here. Let's turn it off again just to demonstrate. Ah, that was a terrible sound, wasn't it? Alarm's off, light is currently on, and we have vacancy here. So just to demonstrate, let's turn off the lights and change the hotel to closed. We have closed here today. As you see, lights off, closed is on the bulletin board. Really good, isn't it? So let's take a look in the server room, shall we? I think this door should be closed. But someone forgot to close it. Who can it be? Oh, there's just one person that have been here in the whole time, so it must be me. As you see, there is a little wet here in the server room. That's why we have got a backup server. This is the one on the right. It's currently not turned on, just for backup in case we would have some server broke down because of the humidity here. But the server on the left that's the real server, and it's connected to the internet, and it wirelessly transmits information about the time and whether the lights and alarm should be turned on by this wireless modem here. So it transmits information to all other devices here, like the alarm and clocks and whatnot we have here. You see, it's broadcasting. Do not disturb it, please. That's why the door should be closed. So let's go outside again. It starts to get a little bit windy. But here you see we have computers everywhere. This one for particular, it's connected to the alarm here. And the one here, yeah, it's on this side. This one is connected to the clock inside the house. And here we have the computer connected to the bulletin board here at the entrance. So that was a little walkthrough here. I think I can make go a little deeper inside the technical stuff here, how everything is working. So now I'll give you just a short walkthrough of how all of this works. So to start with, you need to install a web server on your computer. I recommend you to install the WAMP server. It's a really easy to use web server. It comes with everything you need, so you don't have to install everything for yourself. So just download the 32-bit version here. So what the web server does is of course it's necessary to show the online front end, but it also handles the communication between the online front end and the Minecraft or Tekkit server that you have. So after you have installed your WAMP server, then you should find a green icon in your taskbar. So click on that and click Put Online to start your web server, and now it should turn to orange and then back to green again. So when you have your web server up and running, then you should go to your computer and to your C drive. Then you should find your WAMP folder directly here. Inside that you should find the www folder. That's where the website files resides. So inside that I suggest you create a folder, for example Minecraft front end, and into this folder you should put some files. Aha! So I will go through every one of these. So we have 4.txt files. So you can just create these files. Right click and create a new text document. So you get these files. So what all this does this does is they store information about if the alarm should be turned on and off, and for example what the vacancy status should be. So just create empty text files here. Then we come to the server.php. This file handles the communication between your web server and your Tekkit server. So let's open up that in our favorite text editor. I recommend you to use a Notepad++, but the normal Notepad will work well also. So this file handles the communication between the website and the Tekkit server, and it provides this Tekkit server with information about time, if the alarm should be turned on and off, what vacancy status, and if the light should be turned on and off. So this is what this file does. You can find this code in the description to just copy paste it and create the same server.php file. If we continue with the index.php, let's also open that up. So what this does is it creates the online front end, the graphical and the buttons and all you need to turn on and off things. So this is this file responsible for you. It's quite long, so just copy paste it from the description here. You find a link there to paste bin. The new server you can also create. You only need that if you want to have a news board on your server. So if you want that, look up the code in the description and create that file also. So with every file in place into your www directory, let's fire up our web browser. Then the next step is to find out what IP we have. So type in ipconfig in your command prompt and let's see what you have, what IP you have. Did I type it right? Yes, and then you should present with a directory view. If you get that you are not allowed to access it, then you should left click on your vamp icon and make sure that you have the server to online mode. But click on the MC frontend directory and you should have your frontend here. Test that all the buttons is working. Yes, they are working well. So that means your server is working. Then we can also take a look at the server.php that we created. It handles communication to the Tekkit server and we can view the source of this. So we see what exactly that it transmits to Tekkit server. This is the information it transmits to your Tekkit server. If it for some reason won't work, then you can go back to your txt files and make sure that you write a 0. If the text files are just empty, then it might be a problem. But type in a 0 and save them to then it will work. I promise you. You see, it's working for me. Why shouldn't it work for you? Right, so your website is ready to transmit information to the Tekkit server, but the Tekkit server might not be ready to receive the information yet. So please open your Tekkit server. I guess you have installed Tekkit. In case you haven't heard about Tekkit, I assume that you have understood yet that this is all about Tekkit. But you should download the Tekkit. You should have both the client and run the server as well. You see? It's a Minecraft mod. Have the server and also the client. That's what you should have. So, when your server is in place and up and running, so you can open the server directory. Inside that, it's some modifications that needs to be done. First, go into your config folder. and open the mod ComputerCraft.cfg with Notepad. Inside that, we should find the line enable API HTTP. Change the 0 to a number 1 and save. That will make your Tekkit server able to communicate with other websites on the internet. When that's done, go back to your Tekkit server and open your mods folder, your ComputerCraft folder, your Lua folder, and lastly your ROM file folder. Inside that, I suggest you create a folder, for example myscript, to handle all the files that is used in the ComputerCraft. And here I have already put some files, but you just create all of them. You should find all the code in the description. This one you won't find, but most of these you find. The alarm, I don't know if I upload this, but you find what's needed for the alarm, what's needed for the lights, for the news board, for the clocks in the apartments, and also the heart of the thing, the server. It resides on the Tekkit, and it broadcasts, for example, time to the clock computers here, as we have one server computer and many client computer that, for example, it receives time, or if the lights should be turned on and off. So if we look, for example, at server, please don't confuse it with server.php that resides in your web server directory. The server without PHP, it resides in your Tekkit server directory. So here I think we should take a look at some things. What you need for this to work, that's first on the computer. On the top side of the computer, you should have a wireless modem or RedNet modem. On the top of the computer, of course, you can as well have it on the left side of the computer, but then you should change this one. Here we have the URL to the web server. This one is obsolete, but as you remember what address we had to this, if we still have it open here. Did you remember that we wrote server.php, and we see that this is the information that is fed into the Tekkit server. So remember this URL and type it in here in the server file, exactly the same. Then we broadcasts all the information with the RedNet modem on the top side of the computer to all other things that is around here. So if we open the Tekkit folder again, we can also take a look at, for example, the simpleclock file. This file should be run on the clock computer. So what you see here is we have the wireless modem on the top of the computer. Then a monitor should be connected to the back of the computer. Or of course you don't have the monitor, you can as well have the monitor on the right side, but then you just change what side you have it on. So of course you will find all of these files linked to Pastebin in the description as well, so you don't have to copy it from here. So with all files ready, it's time to make sure they run on the computers in Tekkit also. So what you do is you go to a computer in ComputerCraft. We can, for example, start with the server, as that one is needed for everything here. So you go to your computer, or you place the computer first, then you place the wireless modem on top of the computer. Then to run this file, you should right click on the computer to open the terminal. Then you type edit start app and press enter. then you get to this nice text editor. Inside that you write os.run parenthesis and this curly bracket. It might be a little bit hard to get, but as you need to press Alt-G to get to type a curly bracket. But when you press Alt-G, you will also open the menu. So the trick here is to first press Alt-G and then you can type the curly bracket as normal by holding Alt-G and 7 on my Finnish keyboard, for example. Then type another curly bracket, then a comma, then a citation mark, and then you should type the path to the file. Here rom/myscript/server. Then end with another citation mark and another parenthesis. Press Ctrl and Enter to save the file and hold Ctrl and R to restart the computer. You should hold it for about 1 second. Then you should be presented with the message broadcasting that will inform you that the server is now up and running successfully. So with the server up and running and broadcasting, for example, the time, let's take a look at some clients, for example, the clock computer. As you saw, place a computer block at the ground with a wireless modem on the top and a monitor to the back of the computer. Then, to get this script running on the computer, you do the same. Type edit startup and then os.run parenthesis, curly bracket and curly bracket, comma and citation mark, rom/myscript/simpleclock, citation mark and end parenthesis. Press Ctrl and Enter to save and hold Ctrl and R in about 1 second to restart the computer. Then go around and look if the time is displayed on the monitor on the backside. So, what if it's not displaying the time on the back? I have some troubleshooting tips. Of course, as I said, you should check the server.php on your web server and make sure that its output is something similar to this. You should have your time with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 numbers and 2 of those. Then you should have a 0 or a number 1 on this. They should not be empty, but there should be a 0 or a number 1 besides this. And then that you have something type on the vacancy status. So if you have that, then your web server is of course working properly. Then you can go to the server file. You should make sure that the address is typed correct, the same as here. And also that you have not a firewall that blocks your web server or something. And also make sure that the word broadcasting is actually printed in the console on the ComputerCraft. So then you should make sure that both of these are actually running. You can make sure that by right click on the computer and make sure that there are no cursor blinking, like this one here. If it's blinking, that means the program have terminated and it's not running anymore. Then you should hold Ctrl and R to restart the computer and see if the program will run or if it will stop running after some time. But both of these programs need to run at the same time for this to work. Also make sure that you have your wireless modem and monitors connected to the right sides of the computer. And also make sure that you use the right computer. In Tekkit there's at least two computer mods. So make sure that you use the computer from ComputerCraft and not from some other mod. I will just show you the recipes also to make a computer. You build a computer with rock, glass pane and a redstone. You also need the wireless modem. It's done by Smoothstone and a Redstone torch. You probably won't need these disk drives for anything, and not mining turtles, if for this project at least. But a monitor you also need, with stone and also a glass panel in the middle. So the monitor, the modem and the computer, that's the 3 recipes you have to keep in mind if you don't do creative. But then it might be possible that you by mistake choose a computer from another mod. Then that will of course not work very well. But I believe if you follow this tutorial, it will work for you. If it's not working, then make sure you have done everything right, and you can also write a comment on this video and I will try to answer you and see if I can help. But at least if you don't get it working, or if you don't want to do it, you think it's too much work to get this working, you don't have to do it of course, but at least now you know what the possibilities are with Tekkit with ComputerCraft. You can basically control everything that uses Redstone. That's what it's used for. Of course, I have a lot of monitors here, but I also have the lamps that turn on and off. So that is done with Redstone. So you can control everything with Redstone with this mod. So for example, you can connect your nuclear power plant in Tekkit to a computer connected to the internet. And if you're at school and forgot to turn off your nuclear power plant, you can just open your phone and open the web page in your phone and turn off the nuclear power plant, and you don't have to worry the whole day about if it will blow up the world. But that of course requires you to open some ports, to open ports in your firewall and router to make sure that the web server is accessible from outside. But that you can find guides on the internet, for example on portforward.com. It's port 80 that you should open up to enable the web server to communicate with computers outside of your own network. But that was a brief tutorial, and you see what the possibilities are with this. Everything with Redstone you can control from the web with this online control panel. So please have a great day.